They have a monopoly on our minds. People's attention spans are so controlled. They'll 3 hours in a row scroll. Bro, you gotta, And I'm like, no! Yeah, like, it was just like, woo! It felt like snorting one giant line of coke for a month straight. It's okay, never mind.
Just say it.
Wait, I don't want to get you demonetized. Bro, why would I fly you out?
It was him. What is going on, you guys? Welcome to today's sit down. I'm lucky enough to be sitting down with Sneako here. How you doing, man?
Hey, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Welcome from Jersey.
I appreciate it. We're here in Brickell right now, Brickell, Miami. The boy lives here. We're trying to move here later this year. Everything's just so fire down here. But guys, we're going to be focusing a lot on more business stuff today because everyone knows a lot of your views when it comes to politics and just agendas and stuff. And me personally, as a viewer, and now speaking with you, I'm very interested in a lot of the business stuff.
What do you do first off? I'm confused. Is it crypto money?
Crypto and software. Okay. We'll go more into that later. All right. Yeah. So I want to talk about the creativity kit first because I know you just launched it a few days ago, 10 days ago or so.
About a week, yeah.
About a week, yeah. How's that going?
It's going really good. It's been hectic in there. I mean, it was the 2.0. The first launch was back in last summer. Yeah. When I was still on BotTube, I sold the mainstream platforms. But the 2.0 launch has been it's been big. There's professors every single day. It's been a good networking community, and everybody that's been in there, they're very happy. And I'll tune in there after my stream if you guys are like interested in just having sometimes casual conversation and finding people who are within this space. It's like when you guys just met me downstairs, you're like, what do you think about the Freemasons? So it's like those types of conversations a lot of people are not going to be willing to have or have the knowledge about the red pill and about what's really going on to even know what that means. But it's a good space for that to talk. But every day at 4 p.m. we have a different professor teaching different wealth creation methods about how to make money online. Things are all types of online business. So I'm really happy with it so far.
Dope. Yeah, I know because that was kind of like a thing what Tate was doing, which HU, and then now the real world, of course. But
mine's more personalized because I'm in there pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
I'm always talking, I'm answering questions, and I'm trying to really build a community based off the people that know what I'm talking about. So yeah, obviously there's other courses, there's a lot of stuff like that, but I like the networking aspect. I think that's the biggest selling point of the creativity kit. If people actually moved, you guys are talking about moving to Miami. People have met in the creativity kit.
I saw that.
Moved to Florida.
GMC? What's his name?
GMC Hammer, Ultra Instinct. Shout out to you guys. Yeah. Surprised you even know about that.
Bro, I watch the stream sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Shout out to those guys. And now there's another one who just joined their apartment. People have been linking up in Atlanta, doing videos together. People have started businesses together, found editors and people to do e-com with. And I think that's extremely dope, the fact that I could do something positive like that and bring people together, because there's actually a lot of people from Jersey that are saying like everyone around me is a bot.
They are.
Everyone is an NPC.
They are.
What do I do? And like people like will come in there relieved. They're like, bro, I can't believe there's people here.
Like-minded people.
Yeah. Who know the truth about, I don't want to say these words for going on YouTube, but when it comes to the V word or the cough, stuff like that, they're happy that there's a like-minded people they could just breathe and be like, okay, finally, less BS.
That's how it is. It really is, because me and Mitch were talking about the same thing. Like I said, I'm from like South Jersey. It's so hard to find like-minded people, like you said. And it's funny because most of my like big network is down here.
You met them online, though? They're all in Miami?
I met them online, and most of them live in Miami.
Yeah, Miami is really where it's at. It's like the Dubai of America.
Yeah, I was saying that last night. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's very similar. I mean, I haven't been to Dubai, but just from like the whole atmosphere and the type of money that's going there, and also the architecture, the people. I mean, most of the people that live in Miami or that are in this area, especially Brickell, are not from here.
No. Especially the girls. They just teleport here from like
They teleport. All the 10s that come, they end up here, and then at a section.
They're all like at 11
guy. Yeah, they're all at 11 from some crypto guy. But yeah, you have to meet those people online, I think. People 100%. Ask me that all the time. Like everyone around me, I really want to level myself up. Everybody that I surround myself with, everybody that I talk to, people that I met online. You were talking about my manager who helped organize his podcast. I've never met him before, That's
so crazy, really?
I met him through the same thing, through a booking, and then we ended up talking and hanging out. Well, not hanging out, but calling regularly and working together. And it's been one of my most active business relationships over the past year. So
that's wild. You guys never met and he's your manager.
Never met him. Yeah. Same thing with a lot of my editors. Like they were from different countries and I would talk to them every single day. You got to meet these people online, in my opinion. That's just the best place and to sift through the nonsense.
100%. Because a lot of people are like a lot of talk, like back home. I mean, it's like that anywhere really. People are like, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. And they just don't do shit. And they don't know how to build a network correctly. And
I mean, they're going to bring you down. It doesn't have to do anything that's wrong. I'm kind of dealing with that now. A lot of the people that knew me when I was a brokey, have this like, this guy changed. It's that type of, maybe they won't say that exactly, but it's like they see, of course you're going to change. Change is good. Change is necessary. Your beliefs can change. Your ideology can change. Also your position in life. And that's just the reality of it. But a lot of people from that place, from the brokey, they're like, well, what happened to you?
They're confused.
But you need to elevate. And if you're not going to elevate with me, if you don't have any willingness to, or you're going to let something like drag you down or hold you back, then I don't want to be part of that. You know, I still love you. I still care. And I want you to wish the best for you, but I can't, you know, it's a race right now. It's getting harder and harder. The wealth divide is getting stronger. So I got to go fully focused in.
100%. I was literally going to say the same exact stuff, because back when I was in high school, I was still like, I wasn't the popular kid, but I wasn't the weird kid. I was like in between, you know? Okay. So I had my like own friend group of like 8 to 10 guys, and we would play video games all the time, play Call of Duty, like normal high school shit, right? And then years later, I started doing like more online like entrepreneurial stuff. I've been in the crypto since 2017. People would make fun of me for crypto back in 2017.
Oh, that's when you were supposed to get in 2017.
Exactly. Yeah. It was before I got in before the big first bull run in 2017. And then
congrats.
I appreciate it. I kind of wrote it up and then back down, and then I kind of learned my lesson. But the 2021 bull run was where I did the right stuff. But my whole point of saying that is I basically had to kind of split away from my old high school group, because they're still stuck like doing old stuff, and you can't move forward as an individual, like you're saying, being around those people all the time. Because if they're not wanting to change and like level up, then they're gonna hold you back. So I was at a weird point a few summers ago. I remember sitting down in my backyard and I was like, man, I don't really have any like people that are like-minded with me like right now. And it was kind of like a lonely feeling. And then that's when I turned to online stuff too. And that's why I started like building out my Instagram profile more, because I build it out in a strategic way to network with people. If my Instagram profile looked like dog shit, I bet I wouldn't have gotten a response from your manager. Because he'd be like, who the hell is this guy? Like, right. Who is this guy? He's a random.
Yeah, you have to present yourself professionally all the time. Like, image is everything.
Exactly.
You have to really curate it. That's one of the 48 laws of power, is that one of the things you have complete control over is your image.
Yeah.
And so protect it with everything.
Yeah. Image and reputation. Big things. But we can go on an entire tangent on that stuff alone. I want to move on to, what do you think?
Well, before you answer that question, okay. I want you to go into that question. You know, when it comes to that, protecting your image with everything, you know, I've been thinking about this a lot. I just want to say it on the podcast.
Okay, go ahead.
Who's the one world leader who doesn't have any bad pictures? Who has every time you hear him speak, he's always articulate. He's always motivational. He's always.
I was gonna say Trump at first, but no.
Trump, there's a lot of bad, like him playing tennis, stuff like that. There's some bad pictures. What's the one world leader? Never had always suited up, perfect, all
Putin?
Uniform. Putin has some funny ones too.
Dude, I don't know. What are you talking about?
It's okay. Never mind.
Just say it.
Well, I don't want to get you demonetized.
My channel isn't even monetized, bro.
But when it comes to the 48 laws of power, that law made me. Do you guys know what I'm talking?
Who the hell? Who is it?
Some guy from the 30s, yeah, who almost took over the world.
Oh.
Yeah. He never no bad pictures. Isn't that crazy? And that law of power is like, it really made me realize like that's how important that is. There's no recordings of his voice talking ever. It's always
just shouting.
Wisconsin. Yeah. You got to admire the commitment to the image, right?
Yeah.
Always just clean cut, and people remember that. When you think about them, you think of them marching all in unison, the form, the always direct power.
Dude, when I think of him now, I think of the clip of you wearing the big ass Ye 24 jacket dancing to the remix. You know what I'm talking about?
That's the song called Erica. Dude, that's a song about flowers. It's an old traditional German song. Obviously, I don't support them, and he did a lot of bad things. All blah 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 blah. But
there's like a clip of like Aiden Ross reacting to it too.
Yeah,
it was
he was getting pretty upset.
He was like, "What the?"
Understandable. He's Jewish. I can understand why.
That was so funny. But I was gonna ask you, dude, because we can go on forever with this shit, right? I want to know, what do you think the best online business model is for even like beginners or just someone to do? Like, I want to get your perspective, because I have my own opinion, but I want to get yours first.
The best online business model?
Yeah.
Well, you have to. A lot of people would disagree with me, but I think that you should surround it around something that you're good at.
Okay.
But a lot of people in this space disagree. Like, oh, fuck your passions. It doesn't matter what you're good at. You just do whatever makes money.
Yeah.
But that's when I think that you lose a lot of your morals, and then your image can be corrupted, because then people are going to start saying that you're doing this to be a sellout. You're trying to scam people. You don't care. But if you center around something that you love doing, and it has something based in that, then you're never going to get tired of it, and it's never going to become old. It's never going to become stale. I think that's important for me. So I would create it around something that you're good at. Obviously, I've always wanted to be a director. That's where I plan on transitioning to. After the streaming thing, I want to start making movies. So my business model for a long time was anything surrounded around that. Editing. I would used to film for different companies, but I always knew that when I dropped out of college, I could become a professional editor for anything, because that's how good I was.
I know. I remember your older content was like super cinematic.
Yeah, I mastered editing, so I could always, if this failed, I could get an editing job, and that has enough to do with something that I'm passionate about. I love movies, I love art, I love cinematics. So that's how it's sustainable for me, and that's how I don't burn out. Even burnout, something that people like in this space think is nonsense, but I relate to a lot of people that feel that way, because if I don't enjoy doing that, then it's gonna become stale too quickly. Personally for me, it needs to stem from some sort of passion, or else I'm gonna be a sellout in my own head. I'm gonna resent what I'm doing, and also it doesn't all center around money for me. I'm not like a fully like money hungry person. I want money because I want freedom.
Exactly.
But ultimately, I feel free when I'm doing the right thing and when I'm inspiring people. That's what I ultimately care about. I don't want money to flex or to have a bigger bank account. That's not where I find my happiness. I want money just specifically for freedom. So
it's really just a tool for freedom.
And especially if you're always just chasing money, you are kind of a slave, because you're a slave to the banking system, to the paper, and to that addiction of getting money. Yeah. But I think that you can separate yourself from that. So in my opinion, find a business around your passion, around something that you are good at doing and that you like doing, and it's never going to get old.
Okay, so to summarize that, the TLDR is best online business is do something regarding your passion, as well to make, as well as something it's actually profitable, because there's a lot of passions that people do that aren't profitable, and you really can't enjoy your passion if you're poor. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you kind of have to find a balance, in my opinion.
Yeah, you need to have multiple streams of revenue too. It's hard, because if you're like a wannabe artist, you're going to be broken, sad, and depressed all the time because you're not making enough money from it. But I've done a lot of jobs. I've worked a lot of different industries and stuff like that, and the stuff that I wasn't centered around something that I like, I don't take any pride in doing it. And if I don't regret it all, but if I could, I don't even think about but that's just stuff I didn't enjoy making money from. Stuff like modeling, for example, that was just like
What made you want to do that? Just curious.
I mean, getting paid to...
It's kind of a flex, dude. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's the worst thing that I did, I got paid for what I look like, and I worked for high fashion brands. I got to fly around the world.
Yeah, it's fired.
But the money wasn't that good, and then the pictures resurface now, and a lot of the shit is fruity. So you're laughing. You definitely have seen the pictures.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, and so
they're not that bad. They're really not. It's just cool because it's like, oh yeah, it's Sneako. Like,
yeah. But there you go. It goes back to the image is everything, because then people have that one thing. A world leader never has any of those pictures to look back at and be like, no, everything is clean cut, perfect image. But now that's gonna be there forever. So, of course, I made good money from it, but it wasn't something that I'm passionate about. I don't care about fashion. I don't care about these brands. I don't care about posing or getting admiration for what I look. That's not what I don't want to be validated based off my looks. I like to inspire and say something that is remembered. So, in my opinion, if you resonate with me, then I think you should follow your passion. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give my opinion now too.
Okay.
And it's something you actually do. I think the best online business is the monthly recurring revenue model.
Yep.
Why? Well, look at some of the biggest brands and biggest companies now. Even what Sneako's doing, even what I do, even what Iman does, Sebastian.
Oh, giving away the sauce.
I am a little bit, but I have a reason why I'm giving away the sauce.
Okay.
Jordan Welch, your boy. I mean, you know all these guys.
I was just texting. We're about to go to the gym.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these guys all have recurring revenue models. Tate does as well. If you're a fan or not, well, it doesn't really matter, because this is the best business model in my opinion, and you have money coming in each month. Look at Amazon Prime, Netflix. You have Spotify, Apple Music, all the meal delivery, like meal prep shit, they all have recurring revenue or monthly recurring revenue streams. It's the most sustainable way to make a living, and and specifically software is the easiest to scale up. And that's why I do software now too, because crypto's dope and stuff, but it's not the most sustainable, right? You have ups and downs. So you want something more sustainable, then you jump into software, specifically SaaS, which is software as a service. That's what I recommend to people. That's what I do myself. Essentially, like, you work with local business owners and deliver them services and automating stuff for them, just basically making their whole life a lot easier. Because I did the SMA thing a while ago. I went through Iman's course. I bought it. I learned stuff and I applied it, but a lot of this stuff was still kind of, I don't want to say difficult, but it felt outdated to what is out there. Because
it's fast now. Even drop shipping is stale. Everything, these online business methods, they become pretty saturated quickly because the competition is strong. Like, everybody listening to this podcast is going to try every single one of these methods that you're talking about. So you have to really excel in your field. Yeah,
I was literally going to talk about it because the company that I work with is called Go High Level, and they're basically like a white label software company. And with that, you know what that means or no?
No.
Okay. Well, white label software, basically, say for example, you want to go ahead and start a software company. You can start it real quick by accessing all of their tools, which is like a whole bunch of shit. Like the whole, like, ClickFunnels. You know what ClickFunnels is?
Can you explain that? People.
Yeah. Want me to break it down?
Yeah.
Break it down, like,
break it down.
All right. So Go High Level, I'll throw up maybe a picture on screen too. But Go High Level basically has all these tools into one main software, including like the website builder, funnel builder type of stuff, automated emails, automated text messages, automated email or Instagram DMs, Facebook messages. You can automate phone calls and like voicemails and shit too. It's crazy. So that's just like one aspect of it.
Funnel them into what though?
You can funnel them into an automation, whether it depends what your goal is, right? So say for example, you're working with a local business and you want to get them more, you want to get more information from them, like their contact information, their phone number, email, name. You basically funnel them into a system where they would sign up for something and like a lead magnet. Like they scan a QR code inside of a bar or something. They're like, scan this QR code to get however many free drinks or something, or some sort of reward to entice them to scan the QR code, right? So once they do that, they would fall into an automation, and then you can set up automations to automatically follow up with these people and like nurture them to become like good customers. So that's just like one of the many examples how you can use the software. Funny enough, I actually teach people how to do it too. I have an entire system showing people from like the very beginning how to do this shit, and then also all the way up to when you're prospecting for clients and actually going out and getting clients. Because like I said, I tried the SMMA stuff. Excuse me. I tried the SMMA stuff about a year ago, and I was like, this shit is too old. The old retainer model, the old traditional agency model is outdated. I'm like trying to charge these people several $1,000s up front and being like, hey, I could do this for you. Like, give me your money and I can help you. But now, instead of charging that big ass retainer up front, I charge them a way lower fee, and it's basically more volume for a cheaper price. Does that make sense? So more customers but for a cheaper price, as opposed to less clients but higher ticket. Because even if you're getting a client, good results, but they're on like a $3,000 per month retainer, they're still going to resent you to an extent by paying that big ass fee every month. So what I usually charge clients is somewhere around the $297 to $497 per month. And the reason it's so low is because when you're charging that kind of fee, they're going to be happy to pay you with the stuff you're getting them and just the results you're delivering to them for that fee. The churn rate for software is so much lower compared to SMMA because of that fee. And that was another main reason why I really liked it, because I was like, SMMA is like so oversaturated, one thing, and then SaaS was like, it's SMMA on steroids. So now I don't want to like be weird, but I do show everyone how to do everything from the beginning to the end, how to do everything, how to set everything up, and it's all free. I don't really charge any free course, or I don't have any course that's like behind a paywall or anything. So if you guys are interested, you could check the description or the link in the pinned comment. But that's really about what my opinions are on the best business model online. Is just SaaS, dude, software, and just the monthly recurring revenue stream. So
you're giving away all the sauce, though.
I am giving away the sauce.
Your market's going to become saturated real soon.
Dude, yeah, because a lot of people aren't even doing SaaS yet, especially with Go High Level. That's what I should clarify that with SaaS, software as a service. It's not a big thing yet. So, yeah, it will get saturated over the next few years for sure. But I do believe it'll take over SMMA because it's just, like I said, it's SMMA on steroids, the way you can control things and just automate everything. Like, because regular SMMA, I would have to automatically follow up these leads that come through, right? With this, I can automate the responses. So,
what type of clients do you have?
So it's mostly like a lot of like local restaurants, a lot of people that I know back at home that are business owners, as well as some friends that are real estate agents. I do it for several niches because I think that's the best for me right now. I haven't niched down for this type of business model yet because I don't want to pigeonhole myself into one niche when I can offer the same kind of service to multiple people. So, but yeah, it's a lot of people I know back at home. That I'm like a regular at their restaurants and they know me by first name, so they're easy to pitch. I'm like, yo, I can help you guys out, and just throw them on the monthly recurring fee, you know. Now, dude, this is going back to you when you were scaling your company, because you put out a tweet in December saying something along the lines of, I started this year with a YouTube channel being broke, and now
I started the year with 1 million YouTube subscribers, and $0 in my bank account.
Yeah.
And I finished the year with no YouTube channel but $1 million.
Yeah. My question to you is what was that first month like where you hit 6 figures per month?
That was not that long ago, and it didn't really. Well, I was making a lot from YouTube AdSense, from Google AdSense, and that's just how I realized was not sustainable.
Why? Because of the banning and stuff?
Yeah, Andrew was telling me that. He was saying that you just can't rely on that. Tristan said basically you need to have a business like the stuff you're talking about. You can't rely on advertisers. Mm-hmm. It's stupid. But it was just printing money.
I saw a screenshot from one. It was either your video or Jordan's video, and you had the dashboard pull up on your phone. Yeah. I think it was like $112,000 or something like that.
Yeah, maybe? But my CPM was so low compared to if you do finance videos, like this is source, especially if you do stuff like that. If you make YouTube videos that pop off talking about what you're talking about, SAS and SMMA, your CPM is going to be literally 60 times higher than if you're talking about feminists and soy boys. YouTube does not like that. They don't like anything that goes against the agenda. The advertisers don't like it. So if I had the same amount of views, but I was talking about finance, bro, you'd be printing. I would be like tens of millions. It's stupid how much money you can make from AdSense, but you just have to be talking about what they want to talk about. Yeah. And obviously I was banned, but that first month was insane of getting.
Just walk me through like the emotions.
So like at the beginning of the year, I was making like 10 to 15K a month. I wasn't a brokey, but I did have student loan debt. And so I had income, and that in a lot of ways matters more than how much money you have in the bank account, having like recurring revenue.
Exactly.
You know, I was having fun. Like I'd go to the strip club and waste money. Like I had a car, stuff like that. I had a pretty good apartment. I was able to live in New York City, stuff like that. I had more money than all my friends.
Correct.
Right. And I had recurring revenue. I'd be able to travel, all that stuff. So I was used that. A lot of times people say, like even Iman Ghazi says that's like when you're at your happiest because you have a very limited amount of problems. So I was still like, I had debt but stuff like that, but I was making 10, 15K a month online. I was free.
You said 10 to 50?
10 to 15.
10 to 15, okay. So I was
going
to say that's a big range.
No, 10 to 15. So that's just enough where you could do what you want. You could travel. You can give money to other people. You could buy gifts. You can like bring your girl to a nice dinner. Exactly. All that good stuff without the restrictions, without too many employees, without too many problems, without having to worry about too many accountants, all this bullshit. Yeah. Then you start to make your first 6-figure month, and then it's like
shit probably gets real.
Yeah, then that really warped my whole perception of reality about how much money is even possible, right? Of course I knew a lot of people that were making money like that, but then it really warped. It happened, I think, a little bit too fast. It went from 10.
I was going to ask you that. Yeah.
If it had like a slower progression, then I mean, I guess you could say it was a compound effect, that it was a slow progression after 10 years of doing BotTube.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, all at once. And then I was like, whoa, like seeing all that. Like I didn't know how to slow down. And I was getting advice from a lot of people who are a little more experienced in this space. And they were saying like, you got to pace yourself. You can't do this all at once. But I saw the graph go up. It looked like Dogecoin. Yeah. If you saw that the ad revenue and the views go from here to here. And it's like, it's like the same thing with crypto. When you see,
I was going to mention that.
It's the same exact feeling. You don't know how to sell because you get, and you don't know how to like go out when you're at the casino and you're up like $2,000, $3,000. You're just going to go put it all in red again. You don't want to go. You don't want to cash out because like, look, it can keep going. It can keep going.
It's
it can keep going. It's addicting. And so what I should have done is I should have slowed down. I should not have been making fun of all the feminists. I should not have been making fun of all the soy boys.
Who told you to slow down?
Luke Belmar was really telling me to slow down. Andrew was telling me to slow down. Bradley Martin. Everybody.
I remember the problem.
Yeah, everybody was saying like, bro, you gotta, and I'm like, no. Yeah, like I was just like, bro, full throttle. Yeah. Man, if it was like going 200 invincible on a highway, the adrenaline every single day was crazy. Yeah. Everybody all over everyone's page, everyone's going wild, all this drama. People are hating me, people are loving me. It was just like, woo! It felt like snorting one giant line of cocaine for a month straight. Yeah. Bro, it was, I cannot compare that to anything. I've done drugs. I'm not going to lie and say like, but that adrenaline rush was like, fuck, man.
Yeah, because that's life-changing shit.
Yeah, in real time.
In real time.
You're seeing your life go from absolutely nothing, then everything being validated. But I should have paid. I don't regret doing it anyway. I enjoy Rumble, the freedom of it. And probably I needed that humbling from the universe to be like, slow down, man. I needed some restrictions. It was getting too easy. Yeah. If I stream in a night, watch 6 videos, boom, next day post them all, 6 reaction videos. I'm making like thousands from each one. It was just stupid. Yeah. It was stupid. Like, it's like too insane. Easy. It's insane. Like it was just on, like I wasn't going to last forever, but even then Google froze a lot of that money when they terminated me. Yeah. I'm still suing them right now.
I did see that. I told Mitch that the other day. I remember was watching a video, a vlog you were in with Fresh, and y'all were in one of his, I think it was in the Aston, and you were like talking about the entire lawsuit. They have like over 100 grand frozen. Yeah. Yeah. So that's crazy, dude. How they can just do that. I know that's been going on for what, a couple months now at this point.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while. So
yeah.
It's taken a while.
Yeah.
Actually, they responded. They said so. I served Google, so they legally had to respond. And guess what their response was to not pay. So now we're gonna take it to the next level. But they said that we don't need to pay you out because we refunded all the advertisers the money that they were supposed to pay you. How dumb is that?
What?
First off, no, the fuck they didn't.
Yeah, what?
No, they didn't go to McDonald's and Disney and Pfizer and give them back all the money for the ads played. And second off, what happened to all the people that watched the ad? Are you going to go and give them their time back? Are you going to go and reprogram their brains and fix them with all the programming that you fed thousands of people feeding them bullshit? No. If you're gonna say you refunded the advertisers, refund all my viewers who had to sit through those garbage ads. Nonsense.
Yeah. I remember watching that, and I was like, this guy's getting shafted right now. Yeah. It's crazy. But, bro.
But now I'm free.
Yeah, now you're free. You're on Rumble.
Taking over.
Rumble.com.
NPCs, man.
Rumble.com/Sneako live every night, 8 p.m.
Yeah. Damn, you really know your stuff.
Bro, I'm on the pulse with you, Fresh and Fit guys, Luke Belmar. I saw him on the pod with Justin Wall the other night. I was actually going to text you, like, what day Luke was leaving, because that would have been really dope to meet him, but he said he was leaving the other day, so I met him on the yacht as it is. He was a cool dude. But yeah, dude, that'll be a different time.
Now, wait, I remember you now.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember you now. Okay.
Yeah. What, were you drunk?
I was faded that night, man.
Yeah.
I was faded.
And then I went to the club after.
Yeah. Shit, I remember. Your face looks familiar.
Yeah. You're probably so confused, like, where do I know this guy from?
Yeah, I did when you came, like, oh, yeah, fucking.
Yeah. But, bro, not to change topics too much, but we kind of were talking about it before we started recording. How much do you know? Well, I actually know you know a good amount. How much do you know about like the new emerging financial system, like CBDCs and like all that stuff? Because it's all tied in with crypto.
Yeah, they're trying to regulate crypto. They're trying to tax it. They want to have control over it, and it's just garbage. In my opinion, just invest in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the most decentralized. Bitcoin is not being controlled by any. Or is that garbage? That's WEF something.
Cap.
What's wrong with Bitcoin? Put me on.
Okay. Who told you that?
I hear that from a lot of people in the crypto space.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give my own input on that. I personally don't believe that it's the most decentralized, nor it's the best. I would say that the only main thing Bitcoin really has going for itself is because it's the OG Bitcoin. It's the OG crypto. Everyone knows what it is.
Isn't it the most decentralized though?
Out of everything?
Yeah.
No.
What is?
What do you want to say? XRP? But we can't stop them. I don't think we can stop them, bro, because this shit's already so far in advance.
Why can't we stop them if everybody invests in Bitcoin and we stop comparing it to the US dollar? Just one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin.
Because that's just not realistic. You think you're gonna get every person to go on Bitcoin, dude?
A lot of people, I think it's possible. If enough influencers talk about it, and more people are starting to become awake. I think more people have become red pilled since the cough than
they have
ever
for sure.
before, and a lot of people are starting to distrust the WEF too. It's all funny. The more Project Veritas interviews these people and they avoid basic questions, stuff like that. A lot of people are waking up to what Bill Gates talk about, Klaus Schwab, George. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like in this space. No, I think you could fight back against this. I think because especially how disingenuous they are when they talk, they're not able to. More people watch live streamers. More people pay attention to influencers than they ever pay attention to mainstream media. Nobody watches TV anymore. Yeah. People listen to people that they trust and people that they like. And that's extremely important. These people are just not even capable of being likable. I think it's possible. And that goes back to my original point. This is why I trust Bitcoin in the long term. I trust decentralized, and I would like to operate in that system. I don't want to support the WEF with my money.
That's fair. I just don't think a lot of it is decentralized either because everything's on the blockchain.
But you didn't answer the question. Why is WEF? Why is Bitcoin not decentralized?
I think a lot of crypto in general, not even just Bitcoin, is kind of like they say decentralized, but bro, everything's tracked. Like that's kind of different though from decentralization, but that's the whole aspect of crypto, of everything being on the blockchain. I just think the whole idea of getting away from the system is like cap, because they control the new system that's emerging.
The CBDCs.
Yeah.
Does Bitcoin have anything to do with that?
Through all the time that I've put into looking all this research and stuff in regards to what those guys are doing, it really doesn't.
Doesn't matter?
It really doesn't, because it's not a super... There's so many other coins that I mentioned previously that I listed off from that are way more cheaper to use and just faster to use. Remember I was saying Swift takes like days to settle the money? Well, there's some of these coins that are part of this whole plan that settle money like instantly for like a fraction of a penny, as opposed to waiting days for the money to come in and spending a large fee. And dude, I couldn't really find one or really anything of significance that really supported, I almost said Ethereum, that really supported Bitcoin being part of the system. I mean, guys, if I'm wrong and if you have seen a certain document or a certain something, please let me know, because I am willing to be...
Yeah, you haven't convinced me at all.
I haven't convinced you at all?
No.
That's fair. That's fine. But...
I mean, I'll have a little bit of money in XRP, but I trust...
That's fine.
...against the system.
That's fine. Maybe once you read that, it'll kind of help a little bit. It's not even just XRP, really. There's a whole bunch of other coins, too. But, yeah, that was funny. We went on a little tangent with crypto and just all that stuff. But next, I remember... what did you say before? This was one of your older videos when you lived back in New York, and it was something, it could be controversial, but you once said that being poor is a mentality.
Yeah. And
I want you to elaborate on that.
Yeah, that was really controversial back when I was living in liberal New York City. Yeah. And I was around a lot of brokies, and my audience wasn't red pilled, and my audience and my whole message was still kind of in the middle. Mm-hmm. I was kind of being secretive about a lot of the stuff that I believed in, like Trump and stuff like that. So saying that was like, what?
That was before you came out and it like went crazy.
I was talking about feminism, and I talked about a lot of red pilled ideas, but that was like, it was so surprising. It's how many people get upset about that. Brokies get so mad, but being poor is a mentality. Mm-hmm. You remind me a lot of Mr. Beast.
Me?
Like, maybe it's just the way you look, but just also the way you talk.
I'll take it as a compliment.
The way you talk and the way you've organized this podcast and the way that you structure your sentences and the topic points, stuff like that. It reminds me of the way he thinks. And he was the first person. Yeah, he was the first person to make me realize that idea that if you just, and look at the way your life path went. Yeah. You didn't want to work a 9 to 5. You didn't want to go to college.
I did too. I worked at TD Bank.
Well, you didn't want to stay in that.
No, definitely not.
So you went down this XRP, like going full auto mode in your computer, trying to figure out what money really is, where it really goes, who controls it. Most people have no idea what that even is because they just believe in what they're told about money.
Correct.
So it's a mentality, it's a mindset, and once you realize where money really is going, what it really is, then you can make more than most people. Yep. So it's a trap that they use to keep you down and to make you a debt slave forever and ever and ever. Being poor is a choice, and thinking that the system cares about you, the government cares about you, that the banks are good, that currency is actually based on something something physical.
Something real, yeah.
It's all a lie.
It's all
so
cap. It's all
once you
cap.
realize the truth about it, you can break out of that and realize where money's really going and how to make, have MRR set up, and you can. If you don't think like the sheep, like the bots, and realize most people are designed to be slaves.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Like, to be debt slave. Once slavery was ended, we were told to be debt slaves, and that's the best way to keep people controlled forever and ever and ever. If you think outside of that, just think about what everybody's doing and just don't work in that and look at ways to monetize them, then you're not going to be poor.
Exactly.
So being poor is a mindset kept to keep everybody controlled. It's a very simple idea that everybody rich understands. But brokies, that's the one thing they get so mad about it, because people adamantly want to defend the system that keeps them down rather than try to get out of it.
Correct.
I was talking to people last night who are depressed and suicidal and antidepressants, and so quickly they're like, I'm depressed. Like, they get angry defending it because
they say they're depressed. They claim it.
No,
they
not even that. I'm like, are you sure? They're like, yes, I was diagnosed. Why are you trying to defend it so much?
Exactly.
Because there's actually, the uncomfortable truth is they get some dopamine from thinking that they are kept down. By having an excuse to blame for why their lives are miserable, for blaming it on some magical external force.
Yep.
I caught depression from the sky. Then they feel a sense of like, nothing's my fault.
Yeah, they take no accountability and they just project it on other people.
It's something else.
Yeah, it's not me. It's them.
I'm a victim, and people like being victims. Right now, there's this girl, Eliza Blue. I don't know if you heard about her. And she's talking about how she's a trafficking victim, and it's actually an insult to actual trafficking victims, because you know how she's saying she's a victim?
No, I don't.
She posted OnlyFans photos, and now people are sharing them online for free, and she made up this thing like, it was without my consent, blah, blah, blah. You sold those This is an insult to actual trafficking victims.
It really
and
is.
The reason she does it, that's her bio, is I'm a victim. People like feeling like that. People like being a victim because nothing is your fault. It gives them a sense of purpose. Like, they like to think that they're fighting against a system. The real way to fight against a system is to become awake, to become aware, to make money, to not operate in their rules, to realize where the money's really going, to not let them control you, not tell them that eggs are going to give you blood clots, to realize that Pfizer is going to start an MRR to give you a booster every single week so that you are part. They want to start an MRR. They want the same thing. Come in every single month, start a monthly subscription for the boop, 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 boop. The fighting against a system is becoming a self-governing, is becoming authoritarian in your own sense, not letting other people control your mindset, being happy, not being a slave, and actually drinking good water. This is not that good. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Drinking, not being any part of any of this system that's making you sick so that you're constantly going to the hospital. That is fighting the system, is becoming self-governing, self-sufficient, not being a slave to anything, not letting people who don't care about you control you.
Actually, as well, because you mentioned this on one of your Rumble streams recently. I think it was with Luke.
Now, shout out to you. Most people don't watch the Rumble streams. Like, I like your TikToks, but I don't even have TikTok.
Bro,
Come over to Rumble.
I don't really watch the short form stuff. I make the short form stuff, creator over consumer for that kind of stuff. Otherwise, you'd be scrolling for days. So, but I love the long form content. That's where you actually learn stuff. But I think either you or him was like, he was comparing Dubai and being like, oh, Dubai is like better than the West, or it was something like that. It was a conversation about Dubai and like the United States, and he was like, by far, the United States is still number one.
Yeah, that's Justin Waller.
Oh, it was Waller. Okay. Yeah, because I think he's trying to get property out there too, right?
I'm not sure. Yeah, but I mean, that's where a lot of people with money are going.
Yeah.
So I think it's worthwhile to pay attention to where the money is.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone's going over there, and they don't even have taxes.
They just added an 8% business tax, but I think that's for physical businesses.
Yeah.
So if you have an MRR, if you have an SAS, online business, you should be good.
Yeah.
If most of your transactions are international,
you will be. You are
be able to avoid that business tax.
We would have to renounce our citizenship though for zero tax, because
Really?
the IRS still follows you.
What?
Mm-hmm. It's not really worth it, in my opinion, just to go live in the desert and get no taxes. Like, there's so much more opportunity here still, in my opinion.
I mean,
but
why not just get a green card here? So you really have to like.
Yeah, bro. I looked into it. It's whack.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm about to move to Dubai. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it sucks, but. Bro, talking about money again, I thought you were talking about.
I mean, it might even be worth it, man. The U.S. Senate says that I'm inspiring domestic terrorism. Literally.
You said it might be worth it?
Look, the U.S. Senator, Senator of Michigan, said that my streams are inspiring domestic terrorism. Yeah. So the government doesn't like me.
Of course not, no. So maybe it would make sense for you.
Yeah. You know?
But, nah, bro, it's wild how it's escalated so much where you're actually a target for a whole bunch of stuff. But dude, you were mentioning about a gambling deal. I don't know how much you want to go into that or not.
I got offered like 30 to 50K to do gambling deals, but I don't do it.
No.
It's tempting, and I have friends who do stuff like that. Like I'm friends with the Nelk Boys, stuff like that. They do do alcohol deals and gambling deals, stuff like that. And but I'd rather, it goes back to the thing, like I'd rather monetize stuff that, I just want to center around stuff that I'm good at. Some stuff that I like, that I'm passionate about. I'm not passionate about gambling. It's like, it's just, it's fun, but it's cheap. Like, it's like monetizing Coke to me.
Pretty much.
It's like doing Coke deals.
It's like cheap dopamine.
Like, yeah, Coke feels good, but also should I tell other people to do it? No. So, yeah, it's tempting, and I've been offered good bags to do a lot of stuff, but I'd rather make money and uplift the people that watch my videos. I want people that watch my streams to have a net positive from investing their time, because time is money.
For sure.
And we all understand that scrolling on TikTok for hours and hours makes you worse.
Yep.
I want people to leave a live stream and then have done like 30 push-ups with me, have learned something new.
I've done them with you before.
That, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think that's dope.
At the beginning.
Yeah, I want people to leave the stream. Well, it's a push-up for every minute that I'm late. I'm streaming at 8 every night. I want them to leave and be like, yo, I'm glad that I invested my time to watch this. I feel better. I learned something. I laughed. And my life is better because of this. Yeah. I don't want people to like watch my stream, have gambled like $2,000,
lost it all,
have sniffed Coke, drank a bunch of alcohol, and now they're and they feel dumber and stupider, because I want people to
get value out of it. Pretty much.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because there's a lot of mindless garbage out there where you can just scroll forever and just get entertainment, but it's very rare where there's actual content where you can actually learn stuff. I literally watched the entire. I wasn't even planning on it. I watched the entire pod with you, Luke, and Justin, and he left midway through. But Luke's one of those guys where he, in my opinion, the way his mind works is like just different. The way he can kind of like convey certain things is like, he's very good at articulating himself and just talking about a lot of the garbage out there and exposing some of the stuff with food and the water supply, all that stuff. Obviously, we got bottled water here. I have my own reverse osmosis stuff back at home, so I'm on that water wave. But yeah, he's definitely one of the
I like
guys.
to have guests on, because it gets repetitive.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't play video games on my stream.
Yeah.
I try to talk about the news but make it entertaining.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue that. I think that's the proper transition for the future. I think I could start like a Joe Rogan type podcast. I think I'm a good interviewer, and I'll be able to have like discussions like that. I've been happy with the interviews I've done recently. You should watch the ones with Ryan Dawson. Anyone watching on my Rumble channel should watch. I have 2 interviews with Ryan Dawson, and then he really tells you the truth about the world. The guy's been a geopolitical analyst for the past 23 years. He knows how the world actually works. He's like a human encyclopedia. He could tell you anything. And I'm going to keep interviewing him once a week, because that guy is insane. If you watch those interviews, I think you're going to learn a lot about the world, and it's going to shake up your reality.
Yeah, because a lot of people aren't ready for it.
No, it's crazy what they really do.
That jumps into my next point. Obviously, you saw the Grammy performance.
Yeah, bro, I really think about the kids that grow up watching this stuff like that and how they're getting programmed with it. It goes into, like, if you look at Clown World on Twitter, Libs of TikTok on Twitter, think about all the gay pride flags that are in the schools. And like Lady Gaga, there's this video of her, like, some girl was like sticking her fingers down her throat and throwing up on her on stage. I'm serious.
I didn't see that.
Promoting bulimia. I'll show you. It's as gross as it sounds. Yeah. Like, it's not even. It sounds, everything that you say on a podcast, it sounds like a crazy conspiracy. Lady Gaga has a teenage girl throwing up on her on stage. Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like a
Madonna
dream,
showed up looking like Jigsaw from I Want to Play a Game, and she has plastic surgery, and she's twerking, and she's 60. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Actual Clown World. And but I want to be able to steer away as many like kids like us, that want to learn about the Freemasons and crypto and don't want to work a slave job. Those like 9 to 12-year-old kids, I hope that those dudes, because, a lot of times, like yesterday I was in the gym, and there was a boxing class for kids, and there was like a bunch of 7-year-olds and 10-year-olds. Usually my audience is like a lot of guys in their early 20s, late 30s, stuff like that. But even the kids, they know me from TikTok, and they all came up and they were like taking pictures and they were freaking out. I'm thinking about the fact that there's really a possibility that you could help people steer away from the garbage and put them on the right path.
I think that's why the mainstream hates you so much, because you're a voice that influences the opposite.
And I'm really trying to do that, because they can go down this path, or they can start to realize where money's really going. They can learn that there's people out there that actually want to be energized and laugh at the truth, stuff like that. I want to steer them away from that, because I wish, like, that's actually what helped me see reality for when I was growing up. And it wasn't as bad when I was a kid, but I was
definitely not
being fed a lot of this garbage, and people always told me that I was wrong, that I had ADHD, that I was a bad person.
Throw you on some pills real quick. Yeah,
pills. I was toxically masculine, that I needed to relax. And then finding stuff online, like finding stand-up comedians was my, I don't like to use this word, but my safe space.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I would watch stand-up comedy, like, these guys get it. Like, I'm not a bad person. I'm not weird. I don't need to take pills. I'm not actually depressed. It's just that everything is designed to train you to become a 9-to-5 debt slave. Yeah. And I didn't want to be that. So if I could do the same thing for those 9 to 10-year-olds who are like boxing right now, who really like are getting,
'cause that'll stick with them. Them meeting you at that age, that'll stick with them forever.
I really take the time out of my day to like shake their hand, to take a picture, to say something positive. And I really hope, I hope it does.
It's very valuable.
Have a positive effect. Yeah,
definitely very valuable. So, because I think there was a clip of you last night too. You were talking to some kid on Omegle. Yeah. And he was like, "What's the point of me progressing in real life when I can play video games?"
You saw that, yeah.
We watched it today up here when we were eating earlier.
Oh, the clip is already up?
Where'd you go to? Were you on Rumble? Yeah, we went to Rumble. Okay.
Well, you guys are on Rumble, so I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but we watched that while we were eating. I was like, damn, Sneako's really like breaking it down for this kid. I hope he actually like does something instead of going back to what he was doing, which was playing games. And you kept asking him, you're like, you're not going to go back and play video games now, are you?
Because I was in the same spot. I remember like hearing stuff like this and then going right back to the game. Yeah. He probably is going to go back to the game, but every time he plays it now, he's going to think, I'm lazy.
He'll be guilty.
He's going to guilty play it. And then eventually he's going to think about that conversation.
And it'll hit.
Yeah, I hope that has a positive effect.
Yeah, because he was like pretty young. And like if someone was telling me at 13, I'd be like, who is this guy? Like, I'd probably still play video games too. But as he gets older and progresses, I do think that will, steer him in the right way.
No, but this is why it might have a positive effect. The fact that kids like that see me on TikTok all the time. Mm-hmm. They see it like, whoa, it's like we're the people that are on the For You page. We're the new, Drake and Josh.
Pretty much.
We're the new, this is TV for them. So if they see somebody like that, if Drake and Josh is like going and talking to you directly and telling you how to become better, I would listen. So I think that this is a good thing.
Yeah, because
I hope so.
They were like the influencers, if you want to call them that, of our generation. Because you're 24?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 22, so we're like 2 years apart. So we grew up watching the same shit, and we used to care a lot about what those guys said. Like even if it's a TV show, that's not their real personality. But now it's even more real when you have social media influencers saying either positive or negative things. So it's definitely more impactful, and people you actually care about and listen to, you're gonna listen to what they say because. This is what I call it now. The whole phrase was you're the mix of the 5 people you hang out with. Now you're the mix of the 5 people you consume content, because
you hang out with them too.
Exactly.
And this is why they get canceled, because it used to be that they'd be able to curate these people that you watched online. They would push a certain agenda. They would go on TV and talk about change because they were told to by the executives, and then they would play a character on the screen, and they knew that they had influence over these people because they would idolize the character that was curated by a room of executives. But now the people that they watch all the time are streamers, are content creators, and also they can go and speak to them directly. Yeah. They are not controlled by anybody, so this is scary to them. Yep. And so they need to be able to take away the platforms so that they can go and try to curate the message even further and go extra hard with the garbage to try to cut your dick off before it's too late.
Yeah.
So actively, everybody who's watching this right now, you need to go and fight big tech, because you know that they have a specific agenda. It's worthwhile for all the youth to really come over to Rumble and seek out the people that you want to watch. You know how many people I talk to, they're like, bro, what happened to you? I used to see you all the time. But
kid on
I got banned. Yeah. You need to go and take the extra step to go to Rumble, because don't let them win. Just because they banned me doesn't mean I died.
Exactly.
Go and find me. You fell off. No, I'm just on a different website. Go and search rumble.com instead of YouTube. Like, how little effort do you have? YouTube, are you that dumb? Like,
they just live on YouTube. That's it.
You that dumb? It's not that hard. I'm right there. Just click a different thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, is it an app? Search it up, man. Like, do I need to go and
the kid was like, is it on
do
iOS?
everything?
Is it on iOS? Remember, did you hear him?
Just Google it, bro. Do I need to hold your hand through everything?
Exactly.
Make an effort. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, dude. Some people really just be too lazy, and you gotta really just guide them every step of the way. And then they still don't do anything afterwards.
They have a monopoly on our minds. People's attention spans are so controlled. They'll 3 hours in a row scroll and off, and they can't spend 5 seconds. RUMBL. That's that simple. But they'll for 3 hours lay like this and go. Is it on iOS? Man,
yeah,
this is why they're winning.
And then he had the nerve. He's like, "Yo, can you fly me out?" He had the nerve to ask you that.
Bro, why would I fly you out?
It was him. It was the same kid.
I don't even. Yeah,
you don't remember?
Bro, they all say the same things.
Oh,
man.
they do?
It's copy and paste for all these people, man.
Gosh, dude, I started cracking up when he said that. I was like, "Yo, you're gonna act like a bot?" That's the guy that called you canceled. He said you fell off, and then he switched up, and he was like, "Yo, so can you fly me out?" And then you looked at the camera and just was like, you skipped him. I started shaking my head, bro. I was like, this kid, who does he think he is? That shit was funny, bro.
Well, we got to save the youth, man. Like, and they're like, gonna take a picture?
Yeah.
Just, just talk, you know?
Yeah. But, all right, dude, that was funny as hell. I want to jump into the big aspect that I take really seriously now, especially being in Miami, which is networking with people. Because you really can't do it in certain locations because back at home, there really ain't no G's out here to talk to. It's all online. So, and here in Miami, especially in Brickell, you have some people to connect with. And I want to get your opinion on it, and how you actually formed your network. Because obviously you were from New York, and correct me if I'm wrong, but did you have like any like good connections back up in New York or no?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people, clothing, fashion, a lot of different businessmen, CEOs.
Okay.
Yeah. There's more here though, more content creation focus and more online money. But
yeah,
a lot of the connections I made in New York is they're worldwide. A lot of people I met there, people travel all over the time. Like the real G's are always flying in different places. You know.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you on that because that was one thing that I struggled with for a while, which was networking, because I had no one to really connect with. This goes back to what we talked about earlier. You know, going to online communities first, and then progressing into real life relationships, friendships, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, dude, that's one of the main things I think, because money only gets you so far, obviously, but knowing the right people gets you in certain rooms where otherwise you probably really wouldn't be able to get into. And I think that's one thing a lot of guys, I actually get asked this a lot, even though I have like a small platform on Instagram. I have like 2,000 followers. I have nothing crazy, like a regular dude. But people DM me when they see my profile, and they're like, "Dude, how do I build a good network?" Because they see pictures with me out and shit. They see pictures. I posted the one with me and you on the yacht and with Myron and stuff, and they're like, "How are you meeting these guys?" For anyone out there that does not have a main platform, and chances are you probably don't, I'm telling you from experience, most of this stuff is pay to win. When you don't have a platform and you want to connect with these people, it costs money. Like, this wasn't free. Sneako didn't pull up because he was just being a great guy and be like, "Oh yeah, I'll help this guy out."
I mean, that's how I met my manager. Same thing.
Did he pay you or you pay him?
Yeah, same thing. Jordan Welch, I met him through, he paid for my Patreon back a couple of years ago. I was doing like $15 and I would review your video.
See, so even back then,
I would do a live stream and then people would pay money and then I'd review it, and then I saw his videos, and then now I would consider him a really good friend.
Yeah. You never know what it can turn into.
Yeah, it's like that for most connections you make for the people that you want to speak to. That's how to get in the door with a lot of people. And everybody will in this space understands that.
Yeah, everyone that actually talks to everyone in this space understands that. It's just a lot of people that are still starting out that are like, "Oh, how do I do this? How do I do that?" I'm like, "Bro, it's pay to win. You have to get your money up." I'm sorry to say that, but you have to get your money up, because if you don't even have money, if you get in the room with people like Sneako, Myron, Fresh, whatever niche, whatever kind of online presence kind of people you like, you're not going to have anything to offer. And
it doesn't have to be specifically money, but it has to be a value exchange.
Yeah, it's all a value exchange. Because what's the value exchange here? I'm paying you and you have your platform. It's all a value exchange. And say, for example, I had a platform too. It would still be a value exchange between both of our platforms, opposed to me giving out money.
Yeah.
So I want to make that really clear for people, because I get that question a lot in my DMs. People asking me like how I'm meeting these people, and a lot of this stuff, like I said, is pay to win. So,
but it's also, you got to present yourself in a certain way. Like I wouldn't show up if you were just a dork. Like I wouldn't.
Exactly. That's why you have to care about your presence.
Yeah.
Your image.
Professionalism is extremely important. You got to have, shake the right hands. You got to present yourself well. You can't be an artistic retard.
Yeah.
If you showed up like.
You have to have social skills.
Yeah. You have to have basic social skills.
Pretty much. Because there's a lot of people, I know you meet them a lot, that probably meet you and they're like shaking and shit. And they're like, they don't know what to say.
Yeah.
It probably happens pretty often. So if you guys want to like network with people that are actually like valuable, especially in the social media space, then focusing on the money and getting your money up to be able to get in these rooms is my number one point, as well as, not nerding out and actually being a normal person and treating them as a normal person, because we're all normal people. But we're going to wrap this up soon, but I want to ask you a few more final questions.
Sure, yeah.
So this kind of goes back to what we did earlier when it comes to mindset, right? What do you think the biggest, or in your opinion, what was your biggest mindset shift that really like opened the gate for you and really kind of changed things, whether it's coming to your business, to just success in general, networking, like we just covered, literally anything?
I think the biggest one was the 2016 election. Seeing how they rigged it against Bernie. I was a Bernie bro. This is when I got converted from because I didn't know that much about politics, but I knew that I didn't trust the establishment, and I wanted an outside. I wanted something different, and Bernie was that at the time. Like obviously now I'm not a socialist. I don't
quite the opposite.
Yeah, quite the opposite. But Bernie, like at the time, I still think that he believed in everything he was talking about. It didn't seem like he had backers. It didn't seem like he had outside influences. He was consistent to what he believed in for decades and decades. He didn't switch up. If you look at the Democrats, like Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton, they were against gay marriage, and then when it flipped and it became a majority, people were for gay marriage. Then they started shilling for it. Same thing with Joe Biden. Like all these people, they only say what they're supposed to say. But Bernie, I liked what he was talking about. He had high energy. He was an outsider. They didn't like him. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, okay. I like this guy. And then they rigged it against him. And I saw how they rigged it. And I'm like, and then I started supporting Trump because Trump was funny. And Trump was like, he's there. He's like, wrong.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Grab her by the. It's just like all this stuff. It's like he didn't care. He's like, yeah, Jeb, low energy. I'm like, yeah, good shit, man. I like you. And then.
That's funny, bro.
Yeah, and then seeing how I walked into school the next day with my Trump shirt on.
Oh,
and then
boy.
seeing
In New York? Holy.
No, I was in boarding school in New Hampshire, even more liberal. It was wokey, like a
woke central.
A woke little jail, because it was only 110 people at the school. It was tiny.
That is really small.
Tiny school. And it was all these woke teachers, all these woke people. Everybody was depressed, just like blueprint bot people. And then all they were crying. They literally brought in dogs so that everybody can pet him.
Like comfort dogs or whatever they're called.
Therapy dogs.
Therapy dogs, that's right.
And then the glares I got from all these people looking at me like that, I'm like, so there's something wrong. And then even my English teacher sat me down and said, you're going to regret this. And I'm like, I don't think so. I kind of like Trump. I don't want you to shame me into believing your ideology. And that's when I realized that something was off, and that this whole system is not designed so that you are happy. They want to keep you depressed, controlled, all this garbage.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole different conversation in itself, with teachers and professors trying to show their beliefs on you. I dropped out of college after a semester and a half. I knew when I applied and when I went there, I knew I was not going to graduate. It was just there because my mom wanted me to go. And after a semester and a half, I was like, yeah, I'm heading out. So, yeah, it's funny because a lot of my friends that are still in college, they're like, dude, these people try and they believe a lot of this stuff that you talk about, that, Fresh and Myron talk about with the red pill stuff and certain ideologies. They're like, yeah, bro, they text me. One of my friend Ryan, he was supposed to be here, shout out Ryan, but one of his family members died unexpectedly. He goes to college, and he was telling me he actually goes to war with these professors because they try and shill some garbage, and he actually like stands up and is like, nah, that's wrong. He calls them out. And there was like several times he's told me where they literally have him stay after class and like reprimand him. It's crazy. I'm like, bro, you gotta drop out. You gotta do something.
You need to have a specific opinion. Like there's it's a spiritual warfare, and it's a battle for your mind right now.
It really is. And last two questions before we wrap this up. I'm really happy with the way this went. I think it was a great conversation, but it's going to be two first impressions of people, and they're huge public figures. One, first impression of meeting Tate, and second, first impression of meeting Kanye or Ye. What was that like? Run me through the environment, your emotions. Were you kind of on edge? Were you kind of just chill? I think that's really cool for a lot of people because they don't experience that. Just start with Tate.
I was in his house. I was hanging out with Tristan. He showed up a little bit late because he was flying somewhere. He just got off a jet, and then he walks in.
Casual, hopping off the jet.
Yeah, and I just shook his hand, and I could tell I wasn't about it because I was just like, I always figured out we were gonna meet. So I just shook his hand, but Fresh the whole time was sitting off to the couch, and I saw him like analyze the whole situation because he thought I was gonna be really about it. So he's like, and he's even recording it. He was trying to get him. I just shook his hand and like, hey, nice to meet you.
That's the way to do it when you meet anyone like that.
Yay, I was with Nick Fuentes, and that interaction I had literally been picturing since I was like 6.
It's crazy.
Going up and meeting him, and I just wasn't about it. Just he was sitting down, he's working with the people, and I was like, that's yay.
Where were you at?
So I was in a studio. So he was sitting like over there like that, like pretty much like in a circle, and I'm walking over, and then I'm like, that's him. It's crazy. Weird. I didn't even tell him like this tattoo I have here is the song Runaway. And that was my first tattoo. I got it when I was 18. It's the waveform of Runaway. Ye was a big reason why I dropped out of school. He woke me up in a lot of ways. He made me follow my dreams, stuff like that. This guy, living or dead, is like the one person that I wanted to meet more than anybody in the world. And I just saw him sitting there, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I come over, and then he's like, what do you think about Parler? And I'm like, man, Parler needs more short form content. It needs to be faster. It's good. The website design is good, but it needs more videos. Like, that's a good idea. Can you text me that? And I'm like, well, I don't have your number. He's like, give him my number. And then he tells the campaign manager to take down his phone number.
That's hard.
And he's like, you stream on Rumble? I'm like, yeah, I stream on Rumble, got banned and everything. He's like, oh, okay. And then he just goes back to his conversation, walk away, got his number. And then I'm like, I just did it.
That is the mission accomplished.
I just did it.
That, bro, yeah, same with me. Kanye's one of those guys where...
Yay.
My bad, bro. Ye is one of those guys where his music is legendary. Like, no matter what your beliefs are on what stance he takes now, you can't deny that his music is insane and super just different. You have any questions for me before we wrap it up?
What are your goals for this year?
My goals for this year? Well, pretty much doing this is literally just for fun. I don't even want to call them podcasts. I want to call them sit-downs. And, of course, I want to continue scaling my SaaS company. That's my main thing, as well as to continue learning about all the markets, because I'm not just in crypto. I'm in other asset classes. So keep doing that, scale my SaaS company, as well as kind of do this for fun and get social media people on that are like online entrepreneurs that I like, and just to sit down and talk with them and see where their mind's at, because I love watching podcasts of people like you, Luke, Sebastian, Iman, especially Iman. He's very, obviously, that kid's like insanely ahead of everybody else our age. But it's very just informative to learn from these kinds of people that have been through a lot of the stuff that you want to go through and learn from. So I think it's very valuable for myself as well as the viewers to just sit down, just chop it up a little bit. Got a few, have a few questions, let it flow naturally and see what happens, see how the vibe is. But yeah, just mostly those 3 things. And of course, the 4th will be to move out here later this summer.
It's a place to be.
Yes, it is the place to be. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Real quick as well, most of my other videos on my channel are software tutorials, funny enough. So this is kind of out of left field. But if you guys want me to keep doing this kind of stuff, which I'm going to do anyways, honestly, then drop a like, comment something. And guys, don't forget to tune into Sneako streams, rumble.com /Sneako. He's live every night at 8 p.m. I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Hey, thanks, man.
And
handshake.
My hand's sweaty as from the
it's
mic.
Okay.
Guys, I'll catch you in the next video. I'll see you later.
Thanks, guys. Peace.